Sure, credit to Northwest Missouri State. That's obviously a great football team. Um, for us, we had the ball inside the 33 times, came away with 3 points. You can't do that. Win playoff games, then we couldn't stop the run in the second half. Obviously, one of the biggest run was we cut the thing back down to 4 points after a really good job by our offense. Then we gave up, I think, probably about an 80-yard touchdown run. We couldn't get the guy down. And then got down at 2 scores. It gets really difficult to run the ball. Couldn't get stops. Just put our offense in a bad spot and didn't protect quarterback well enough and kind of got out of our game plan running the ball. So again, give Coach Wright, Northwest, a lot of credit. Wish him best of luck moving forward.
Who's your regional players on the emotions that come into this game now post game?
I think we played hard, but at the end of the day, they played harder than we did, and they executed more than we did. So, a good team, but obviously for us seniors, it's probably the last time we get to do that. So.
Yeah, I'm with Bart. We got outplayed. They outplayed us.
I think there is a lot of excitement coming into the game. None of us ever been in this position playing Northwest before, so obviously a lot of excitement there. And like these guys said, we just didn't come out to play today.
Gentlemen, especially for you representing the defense, after the third quarter they had to run 53 plays, 205 yards, but they had 40 for 330. Were you getting tired of chasing them, or just what actually happened?
We just didn't fit our gaps up. We play 1 of 11th of the defense, and they would gash us when we're out of our gap, so it's on the defense.
So offensive, of course, struggled a little bit today, scoring 10 points on offense, but that's a touchdown. What were they doing that was able to slow you guys down?
Well, I think up front they had a solid 4 guys up front that were getting good pass rush, and they had a good scheme within the context of their defense to try to take away some of the stuff that we do really well. And the combination of those two, I think we didn't adjust well enough to it and didn't get the job done, obviously, in the pass game.
Coach, they started running their quarterback more in the second quarter, getting away from running backs. Did that end up, as a whole, eventually opening up more space for their running backs in the second half?
Perhaps. I'll probably have to go back and watch the tape. I don't know if we had some guys jumping out of their gaps and worried about the quarterback runs and not sticking with what was happening with the tailback runs. But, even if you misfit a run, you got to count on your back end to try to get the guy down, and we weren't doing that. Our play a lot of man free here, and we had troubles when the backs got in the back end of our defense getting the guy down. So I'll have to watch tape. Obviously, we're misfitting a couple gaps on a couple of those running back runs, and whether that was because we were too concerned with the quarterback on some of that arc zone read, that may have been the case. We'd prep for some of that stuff. I think the biggest thing we kind of ran into was they hadn't run a lot of 2 tight end sets. I think only like 9 on tape, and they started having some success with it, and we were scrambling a little bit at times to try to get their 12 personnel fit up.
Can you tell us about some of the decisions to go for it on 4th down, punt on 4th down?
Yeah.
Because there were some kind of borderline plays. What went into those?
Well, with JJ, he's pretty good when you get 15 on in. When you start to get to the 20-yard line, start looking like 37-yard attempts, it's his consistency at those ranges is not the greatest. And, so some of those had to do with the early punt. The one time I punted I felt like we were playing good on defense, and I wanted to try to pin him back down here. And, the one time we did, we got the touchdown because we had him on like basically the 1 foot line. And, it was one of those situations, the down and distance I felt was too long to go ahead and try to go for it. I saw the pressure that their front 4 was getting. I think it was a 4th and long. Didn't feel confident about that. And I knew that the X-point field goal, I was a little concerned about kicking the field goal there. The wind, it may not have felt like it to you guys, but the wind was a factor. You saw it on the kickoffs. And so the one end we were going towards the scoreboard end. I just knew that the ball in the 20, I was concerned about the reach. And, also give Northwest a lot of credit. Like, they were denting us pretty good up inside. They put their 3 guys over our guard, 3 interior D-line, we're getting some dent up inside. So when you start taking a look at longer field goals attempts with lower trajectory, they're getting a good push inside. 4th down, I felt like we should have, we pooched that ball down in there and got a little bit better field position out of it. So those were some decisions that were, you got 3 options there. Go for it, punt it, try to pin them, and try to go for the field goal attempt. And I don't know that those are stone cold, one way is the right way, but just kind of feel for the flow of the game and how things are going. And early on in the first half, I thought we were playing pretty good defense, so I wanted to try to pin them down, see if we get the ball back to our offense at midfield.
You were getting banged up a little bit. Had to come out of the game a couple times left for that goal coming What was it that they were getting to? It looked like we were living a couple times.
Yeah, I just got a banged up leg, and just laying on it wrong every once in a while, and just takes a second before he puts some pressure on it. So Cole did a good job when he got in there, though.
Anything that the seniors want to say to just Grand Valley in general after playing the final game?
It's been a hell of a ride. Fun 6 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
for
Thank
everything.
you.
You got too much to say than just for a post-game interview after my last game.
I'll go back to that.
What do you say to these guys besides, it's been a great 4, 5, 6
Well, I mean, I talked about this a ton at the banquet, and it's tough because these guys have meant a lot to our program. All the seniors, where they've been here 6 years, they've been here, 3, 4 months. It's probably been one of the better groups of guys I've had in terms of coaching. We've had very few issues with anybody off the field, academically, anything. It's been an unbelievable group of guys. I feel bad that when you're in the Division II model, you get in the playoffs, unless you're able to, reel off 5 straight, they're all going to, at some point, kind of come to an end. It was a tough team at Northwest. But I thought it was 2 really good programs, and this senior class has meant a lot to us. Obviously, there's some individual accolades, but collectively, they've meant a lot. So there's a lot of close relationships in that locker room. It's tough down there right now, and will be tough because of the time that they've put into it and how well they know each other. And but at some point the sting will probably get over, and hopefully we can look back upon them collectively and what they meant to this program, and I think what they've kind of meant to each other, including the coaching staff too.
I know getting just ended, but where do you go from here? How do you close out the season, and what happens next?
Well, the season's closed out, so I don't know that I'm in a position right here to talk about anything other than I'm going to go down and talk to our seniors because they've meant a lot. So I don't know. I'm not even thinking about recruiting or 2019 right now. I don't really care about that right now. I care more about the people in the locker room.
Good. All right. Thanks.
Thanks.